Good evening, I am Abhishek. Now our today topic is semiconductor. We know all about semiconductor, right? So semiconductor is chapter number 14 according to NCERT, and this chapter is very important for our NEET, JEE and as well as CBSE board also, right? So actually semiconductor are divided into three categories: conductor, insulator and semiconductor. Actually semiconductor is nothing but the mixing property of conductor and insulator. So firstly we know a little bit about conductor also, for insulator also and semiconductor also. So just I categorize these things into 3 parts, right? First part is conductor, second is insulator and third part is semiconductor. Our fully topic are discussed about semiconductor only and the device which makes through the semiconductor elements like silicon and germanium. But before that, we also little bit know about conductor and insulator, right? Then what is conductor? The first thing is, what is conductor? The conductor is nothing but the material, the things which are pass easily heat and electricity both. That material are called conductor, right? So first property is very easy. Like first is the material which passes heat and electricity is called conductor. Is the basic property of conductor, right? Then second property is how we classify the conductor from the whole element of periodic table. Now this is the very basic property of conductor. Now we comes up on the topic like second point of conductor, right? When we see the periodic table, there is all element which are exist in nature are listed in periodic table. But how we find the conductor from periodic table? According to periodic table, these properties from periodic table comes from periodic table, right? Conductor is having valence electron less than 4. Example, aluminium. Aluminium is now used in day-to-day electric circuit, electric line, right? So aluminium have atomic number is 13, right? So when we make the K element cell of aluminium, then 2 in K, 2 electron, 8 electron in 3, 6, 7, 8 electron in L, K, L, M, and 3 electron in M cell, right? Let's cross it. This 3 electron in M cell. 1, 2, 3, right? So we see that the valence electron is less than 4 for conductor, right? So two point is considered. But when we talk about the third point, just side of this, when we talk about third point is nothing but about the energy band diagram. When we see the energy band diagram of conductor, energy band diagram of conductor is nothing but the valence electron means valence band and conduction band. Both are superimposed on each other. It means the free electron which are exist in conductor, which are easily transferred from in conduction band. Conduction are nothing but active mode. This is the active mode in which the conduction through wire or conduction through a metal is easily possible, right? Third, the fourth point is last point is in conductor. What happens? Resistance is very low and conduction G is high. This is the all four property of matter, of conductor, right? But when we talk about insulator, the very opposite through conductor, like this. Now, second part is insulator, right? Then, firstly, the main important thing is what is insulator? Then, insulator is the material or things which do not conduct heat and electricity through it. Heat and electricity through it. This is the very basic definition of insulator. But when we talk about just like conductor, according to predictable, which element, element in predictable present, like we talk about, that is, or that element is insulator, right? So if we see the, according to valence band, valence electron of insulator is more than 4. It means if we see the example like sulfur is atomic number 16, right? Then when we see the sulfur atomic number 16, 2 electron in K, then 8 electron in 3, 6, 7, 8 electron in M, K, L, M, and 6 electron in, this is K, L, and this is M. M, 3, and this 6 electron in outermost orbit. So the valence electron is more than 4 in case of insulator, right? Then two property cover. Now third property for insulator is, in insulator, what happens? In insulator, the resistance is very high and conductance is very low. It means the electricity and heat never pass through insulator at a certain limit, at a certain range, right? In the last property, according to energy band diagram of insulator, we know that in insulator, energy band for insulator, valence band, this one, valence band and conduction band having large approx 3 to 15 electron volt energy gap. This gap is called forbidden energy gap. The forbidden energy gap in insulator is very high as compared to conductor and semiconductor, right? This is the fourth property of insulator. But when we talk about semiconductor, this is the main topic of this chapter, semiconductor. Done. Firstly, we raise these two topics. Our main topic is semiconductor, so we discuss about semiconductor. Firstly, the definition of semiconductor. What is semiconductor? Actually, semiconductor is its properties lies between conductor and insulator. In semiconductor, the property of semiconductor is lies between conductor and insulator. But it means it partially behave as conductor and partially as insulator, right? It partially behaves as conductor or partially as insulator. And second property is its energy band. Energy band of semiconductor, it means valence band and conduction band are less than, this photon energy gap is less than insulator. It means 1 electron volt to 3 electron volt. Most of the book written as 1 electron volt. Most of them are 7 electron volt. But in NCERT, according to NCERT, because NCERT is preferred as the main source of book, so according to NCERT, 1 to 3 electron volt energy band diameter in between conductor and insulator. It means when we see, firstly we see the third property, then we clear the second point. What is third property? Third property is that in semiconductor, valence electron is equal to 4. It means the outermost electron in semiconductor are 4. Example, silicon, atomic number 14. It means the 2 electron here 8 electron, and here 4. That is, the outermost electron are 4. This all element which have outermost electron are 4 is known as semiconductor element. But here is one exception. That exception is called carbon. We further discuss about carbon also, but firstly we know about this. This 4 electron, when we talking about this 4 electron volt, this 4 outermost electron are not easily transferred to conduction band. It means not easily transferred to active mode. It means when we give some amount of heat into semiconductor device, just like solar panel, when we give some amount of heat or some amount of electricity for this semiconductor device, then only this comes to active mode. This forbidden energy gap will overcome after giving some amount of heat and some amount of electricity to the semiconductor device. Then only this free electron travel from conduction valence band to conduction band, right? This is the main thing about this. Now, what is the fourth property? When we, here is exception. Carbon. This is a very important question according to NCERT and according to last year 2023 CBSE exam also, because they asked about if the valence electron of all elements are 4, and I said that the valence electron of all elements are 4, then they are considered as semiconductor. But carbon also have valence electron 4. Why carbon is not a semiconductor? When we discuss this further, but firstly we cover fourth point of the semiconductor, right? Now, fourth point of semiconductor is property of semiconductor lies between conductor, it means R decrease, and insulator, it means R increase also. That means here the resistance value of semiconductor device or semiconductor element is in between conductor and insulator, right? This is our last and fourth property of semiconductor. But one is the controversial question, just like exception 1. Then we consider this question and we discuss about that, right? Now, why? The question is why carbon is not a semiconductor, even though it has 4 electron volt as valence electron. This is my question. So when we talk about carbon, carbon has 6 atomic number, right? Carbon has 6 atomic number, 2 electron here and 4 electron in outermost orbit. Okay? But carbon have a 2 electron. When we see about, according to chemical property, carbon has 2 electrons. One is C6 and one is C12. Right? C12 is itself is diamond, and C6 is graphite. Right? C6 is graphite and C12 is diamond. Graphite have a property. Now, when we talk about graphite, we read this one. Then we talk about graphite. First, graphite. Now, graphite have property to pass current, but it obeys heat. Like first, it has properties to pass current, but stop or resist heat. That's why graphite is not considered as a semiconductor, right? So this one is not a semiconductor. But according to when we talk about diamond, second electron diamond, then diamond itself is the hardest part or hardest substance of carbon. Carbon, it means coal, and coal itself is a bad conductor of heat and electricity. That's why the carbon is not considered as a semiconductor or semiconductor element or semiconductor device. Now, further we talk about when we know about semiconductor, everything 4 point I discuss one by one. Then now next thing is that what type of semiconductor. Now we consider what type of semiconductor it is. Semiconductor has two types. First one is intrinsic semiconductor, and second one is extrinsic semiconductor. Intrinsic semiconductor and extrinsic semiconductor. Extrinsic semiconductor. Now, when we talk about intrinsic semiconductor, in which this one is found in pure form. It means natural. This one is natural. It means number of electron equal to number of holes. The conduction of current through this element is easy rather than this, right? But this one is not used in practice. Why? Because if we use this one in practice, then the number of electron when we give heat or electricity to this device, the device which made with this intrinsic semiconductor, then electron once eject from their own place and they fit it into the holes only one time. Then after the device are not working. So what we did in the further, we did on this man-made semiconductor, that's called extrinsic semiconductor. I just rub this one. Now, what is extrinsic semiconductor? Actually, extrinsic semiconductor is nothing but it is a artificial form of intrinsic. It means we use doping. Doping means mixing of in this, firstly, it is the artificial form of intrinsic semiconductor, and we use doping, mixing of impurity in case of extrinsic semiconductor. Then what type of impurity we mix in this extrinsic semiconductor? Actually, extrinsic semiconductor are of two types. Here, firstly, we know that actually we know that in intrinsic number of electron equal to number of holes. But what is the new in extrinsic semiconductor? In extrinsic, we do one thing, like what we do? We did number of electron is equal to number of holes. Because in extrinsic semiconductor, we did this. We unbalance the number of electron and number of holes so that our semiconductor is working longer life. Like our semiconductor is working as we want, right? So what we did in the type of semiconductor, we know in detail about this one. What is this? First, N type, and second, P type. There are two types of extrinsic semiconductor. What is N type and what is P type? We dop or mix impurity, that's called N type. Pentavalent. Pentavalent means the element which have 5 outermost electron is called pentavalent. And in P type, we mix trivalent impurity. In which the element which have 3 outermost electron, that element are mixed in P type semiconductor device, right?